There exists a planet in a galaxy far, far away, but unlike most planets, this one was almost made entirely of water, all except for one landmass that was in the very center. The people on the planet created a small city within the landmass and used the abundance of water for all sorts of things. They used running water for transportation. To build their structures, they froze water into hardware tools. Their food is prepared by converting the water into steam and using the resulting heat to cook it. Water wasn't always used for just necessities, however. There are also those who abuse the power of water for violence and crime. Battles between the city's law enforcement and the criminals have been going on for what seems like ages, neither side willing to budge. Unfortunately for the civilians, the law was losing. Amongst all the citizens there was a boy who never gave up hope, even against all the overwhelming odds. A technical genius. He had to be since he lost his parents at a young age. He used his smarts to make a living and scrape by. Although he was young, he wasn't blind to the ongoing conflict. Day after day, he went to the law enforcement and pleaded with them. He knew that using the same tactics would get them nowhere. Innovation was the key. Time and time again, however, the officers just turned him away. They would always say, "What can a child like you do? Maybe when you're older you can join the force yourself." If only they would listen, he thought. Then there wouldn't be any need to fight in the first place. He soon realized that he would have to show them himself. He was determined to find the answers that he knew were very well right in front of him. He returned to his workshop and tinkered away. Minutes turned to hours, hours to days, then weeks, then months, and finally a whole year had passed. It was almost as if his time was standing still, with very little progress from the moment he began. As he lay back defeated, a single glimmer of hope appeared right before him. It was a spark from the object that he was examining. With that spark, everything changed. He used his newly found knowledge to invent a weapon that would harness the raw energy of flowing water, channeling it into anything that it touches. He called it the Shock Glove. It wasn't long after that the boy suddenly burst into the battlefield and neutralized nearly all of the criminals, with very little assistance from the law. After all the fighting was over, he was quickly made into the city's leader. And now, he spends the rest of his days teaching the young. He wanted to assure that the youth of the city was ready for the next threat. He knew that when the day came, another youth would rise up and face it, just as he did.